This video was made possible by Brilliant. Learn math, science, and more with Brilliant for 20% off by being one of the first 200 to sign up at brilliant.org/citybeautiful. So I like a good bike lane. They keep me separated from traffic when I'm on my bike, and they generally make me feel safer. But they're not perfect. Cars and delivery trucks will block them. Sometimes drivers open their doors into the bike lane without looking, and they don't feel safe enough for most people. If we want more people to bike, we need better bike infrastructure. The good news is that's happening here in the United States, but we need more of it and faster. Let's talk about why and how. Like I said, bike lanes work for me, but they don't work for everyone. If you're not confident, cars moving past so close to you can be scary. Transportation planners actually have a way of classifying cyclists according to their comfort level. First off, you have the strong and fearless cyclists that will ride in mixed traffic, weaving through cars. That's not me. That's maybe 1/10% of people. Then you have people who are comfortable in a narrow bike lane or in a shoulder. That's about 10% of the people out there, and that includes me. They're sometimes called enthused and confident cyclists. Then you have the people who would ride on a street where the bike lane is buffered from slow-moving traffic. That's the majority of adults. Finally, you have people who will only ride on completely separated bike lanes. These kind of lanes are great for kids and very nervous riders. That means that only 10 or 15% of cyclists feel comfortable riding in bike lanes. Can you imagine if we designed roads that only 10 or 15% of drivers felt comfortable in? They would probably look something like this. We would never build city streets so dangerous, but we're okay with building bike infrastructure that is. It doesn't make sense. And with more people using scooters and bike share, the need for safe bike lanes is even more important now. All right, this is feeling a little bit unsafe, so I think we can get off my bike for the rest of this. Okay, so this is much better. So there's no reason to treat bikes and scooters any worse than we treat cars. Bikes are the most efficient form of transportation out there. You can go miles on a single burrito. Almost 1 billion people already have access to one, and they're relatively affordable. They also don't take up a lot of space. This makes them a good fit, literally, for dense urban places. They're certainly a better fit than those 2-ton vehicles that typically carry only one person at a time. So I could go on and on talking about all the ways bikes are amazing. They're great, and I wish more people felt comfortable riding them. But until we design streets that feel safer, they won't. Which is why we have to design streets with more than just a common bike lane.
Here in the United States, we lag behind the bike innovation happening in Europe. In particular, Dutch and Danish transportation planners have popularized innovative bike infrastructure. They include cycle tracks, which are bike lanes separated from traffic, protected intersections, which are intersections designed to keep cyclists safe crossing streets, and advisory bike lanes that give 2 lanes to bikes and only 1 lane for cars on quiet roads. They've also installed impressive grade-separated intersections, multi-story bike parking garages, and traffic lights timed for bikes instead of cars. As a result, lots of people bike there. 43% of Dutch people bike daily. To put that number in perspective, in Portland, Oregon, a famously crazy bike city here in the US, only 7% of commute trips are made by bike. People in the Netherlands are on bikes from the time they're born. Families often own cargo bikes so the whole family can bike together. They are also leading the way with new technologies. Just this month, e-bike sales outpaced regular bike sales in the Netherlands. These bikes make it even easier to get around on 2 wheels.
So there are probably already people down in the comments section writing, the USA isn't Europe, this kind of thing won't work here, the USA loves its cars too much. But I'm here to tell you that US cities are building infrastructure like this already, right now. I recently co-authored a design guide that features 25 case studies highlighting amazing, better than a bike lane projects that have already been built here in the US. It's called Rethinking Streets for Bikes, and you can download the PDF for free over at rethinkingstreets.com. I'll leave a link in the description. I want to share with you a few of my favorite projects.
In Oakland, the city replaced a car lane in each direction on Telegraph Avenue with bike lanes protected by the parking lane. These striped buffers make sure the cyclists aren't in danger of getting doored. The result is a really pleasant experience. You're a good 13 feet from moving traffic when you're in the bike lane. New infrastructure like this gets results, too. This corridor now attracts cyclists. Bicycle and pedestrian traffic has almost doubled since the redesign. Speeding has also gone down since these protected bike lanes went in, adding another layer of safety for those using it. On the other side of the country, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, they installed a raised bike lane. These are still very rare here in the US. Just like the name suggests, it's a bike lane raised up to sidewalk level instead of at street level. People feel safer being separated from cars by the curb. On Western Avenue in Cambridge, this kind of thing works. The corridor saw peak hour bike trips increase 122%, and again, speeding declined. What happens when a street is too narrow for protected or raised bike lanes? On Somerset Street East up in Ottawa, Ontario, they installed advisory bike lanes. The basic idea here is that there are dedicated bike lanes in each direction and only one car lane for cars going in two directions. Now, I know that this sounds crazy, but when two cars are coming at each other, they have to carefully pass by using the bike lane space. But cars have to yield to bikes. Bikes have priority. This street design is used in Europe and has been shown to reduce traffic speeds and make streets feel safer for those on bikes. This Ottawa project was so successful that they expanded it by 2 blocks a few years after the first lanes went in.
I'm back close to home for this last example. Linden Road in West Sacramento is one of my favorite streets in the guide. This street had 2 lanes for cars in each direction, but there wasn't enough traffic to warrant 2 lanes. The road is a loop and there's never going to be more traffic than there is right now. So transportation planners removed a lane for cars and created a wide buffer for bikes. Now cars are nowhere near the bikes, and it's a much more comfortable place to ride. Rethinking Streets for Bikes is full of these amazing case studies from the US and Canada. We've got case studies in small towns and big cities, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, anywhere in between. There's guaranteed to be a project in this guide that will apply to somewhere in your community. So go check it out. The PDF is free and available now. But wait, there's more. If you go to rethinkingstreets.com, you can download Rethinking Streets, a design guide for complete street retrofits. Rethinking Streets for Bikes is for the best of the best in bike street design, and the original Rethinking Streets guide is full of streets that have made smaller, more incremental change to their streets, but have still seen big improvements in safety and in walking, cycling, and transit use. So please go check them both out. After you're done checking out those guides, why don't you head over to brilliant.org and check out the great courses you can take on science, math, technology, and more. Their courses are great, but they also have this new addictive daily problem feature that I've been into lately. I'm the kind of weirdo who enjoys solving standardized test problems, and this is kind of what they remind me of. They're the kind of thing you can tackle while waiting in line at a Starbucks or in transit during your commute. And the best thing is they don't just tell you if you got the answer right or wrong, but they teach you the concept behind the problem. They're fun and you learn something, and that's a great combination. If you visit brilliant.org/citybeautiful or click on the link in the description, you can sign up for free and get access to all of these daily problems, as well as all of their great courses. And also, the first 200 people that go to the link will get 20% off the annual premium subscription. In addition, you'll be supporting this channel, so go check it out.